So let's pour. Shit. Alright, hold on 1 second. I gotta go and grab my hello, I am gonna get ready to pour, but my SD card just ran out of memory, so I gotta go grab my other SD cards because I'm beginning my e-courses, and this one is going to be how to 8 times your money to help you start your business. So, oh, son of a bitch, why is that stuck? I just got to grab an extra SD card because I ran out of memory on my camera. It's supposed to not rain today, but it's definitely going to rain today. Not looking forward to that. What's going on, y'all? We're gonna go pour some resin oceans on about 9 boards. We're gonna do some Lazy Susans, 3 Lazy Susans, and some other stuff. So, this is, you're going to step in on, or just kind of watch. Let me change my SD card real quick in my camera. So this video right here is for, you're just kind of gonna peek in at one of my e-courses, and the e-course is basically showing you how to about 8 times your money, sometimes 10 times, depending on what you want to charge. But how does the moisture affect your pores? Very, like, greatly. But I have a dehumidifier in here that collects all the moisture. It's also climate controlled, so I don't worry about the outside in here. That's why a lot of people ask me, why do you keep your wood? God dang it. Hold on, my SD card's messing up. Menu, turn on. I just got this camera, so I think I gotta, like, I think I have to format all of these cards again. Alright, cannot be accessed, reinsert the card. Or format the card. Okay, so let's format the card. I keep my wood. One thing that I would like to not have to do is, there we go. Okay. Cannot format, change card. What the hell? One thing that I would like not to do is, keep my wood where I pour. I prefer not to. Just because it gets dusty sometimes, like it lets off dust and stuff. The bark and everything of the wood. So if I could not have my wood where I poured, I would love it, but my other shop is not climate controlled, so I'm kind of forced to keep it in here. So, but it is what it is, right? So I'm gonna do a purple ocean. I'm gonna do, so, hey, thanks for the fire. Alright. The pigments that I'm using are called just resin pigments. They're epoxy pigment paste. And these are my favorites for, let me see, I got my blues. I'm going to put a little bit more in here because that's my turquoise. And I'm going to keep some clear. And I want a little bit of that fuchsia color. Okay, so when you're mixing your resin, you don't have to, okay, like when you're mixing your resin, do it in a cup with the measurements on the side. Okay, so, oh, sorry, my cow coffee cup. Do it with the ones with the measurements on the side. But when you're just mixing color, you really don't got to worry about it. I think. Because this one, I'm only doing a couple. I think I'm only doing 2 pours with the purple and the fuchsia. So I don't need a lot of it. So this, I'm going to keep this clear and set this aside. And then I'm going to mix my colors. Why is this keep on turning off? It's starting to tick me off a little bit. All right. So this color is called Atlantis. And I gotta get it into the actual camera because I'm just kind of letting you guys peek in. You don't need a lot of this. I do want it to be opaque. So I'm gonna use a little bit more than I usually would. That's Atlantis. The next most color that I'm gonna use is called Candy Blue. So these right here are really, really hard to get your hands on in the United States. They're not really, if you know where to look, it's not really, really hard. And these are, the United States is like behind when it comes to epoxy and art and fluid art and things like that. What resin are you using? The resin that I'm using is called, here you go. So the resin that I'm using is Stone Coat Countertop Epoxy. And the reason that I'm using this epoxy is because, as you can see, I've got, this is 2. I'm going to, as soon as I'm done mixing here, I'm going to move this one over. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. And then I got 1 over there that I want to do. So I'm doing like 8 boards, but this gives me about an hour, about 45-minute work time. I can stretch it out to about an hour. But that's just with heating it up if I have to. So this is dark turquoise. And I got to get you guys to be able to see what the camera's seeing so I don't got to show it twice. So this one is dark turquoise. And I know it doesn't look like anything right now. But when I mix it in here, watch this. There it is. So if I put it up on the sides, you can see, you see that? It's like a really deep turquoise. So the reason that I use 3 different blues is because it gives you that depth, like that, just the depth of the, like the real ocean. And all of my ocean pours are inspired by Jamaican beaches. Oh my goodness, I love Jamaica. Like, I love Jamaica. So this is fuchsia. And then I'm going to use, I think it's silver lilac or something like that. I'll tell you what it is in a second. Yeah, silver lilac. So I'm going to use just a little bit of this. And this is going to give me those pink oceans that I want. Hi, pulling the strings. I don't think I've ever used this one yet. So let's open it. Oh, there it is. Okay, hold on. I got to throw this away. So there is a recipe to make these pigment paste, and it's just resin and mica powder. But I don't know the exact, so to get to work these, because I've never used this one before, and it's kind of a little bit dried up, and it's not really supposed to be like this, but if you mix it, it will be workable, and it would be okay. But these are made out of resin. And the only thing that scares me about making these is I know the consequences of like using 2 different resins for like, say if you mix epoxies, doing that, I know that there can be like some bad things that happen to your projects, right? So like, I'm just scared that I'm going to mess something up. So I'm going to do it. I'm going to try it. I just have to get the time to do it. I'm forcing myself to do this right now when I should be flattening out tables. But in all reality, I need to get this done. And I've been supposed to do this for like 3 weeks. And I've been slacking because I'm pregnant and I'm so tired. And I'm being a wine ass. So this is silver lilac. That is gorgeous. And that's going to go with this one, which is fuchsia. I want to kind of mix these 2 and do like a pink, really girly ocean, if that's a thing. Anywho, so that looks like really pink on here, but it's more deep in person. So this is called Atlantis. And I usually use turquoise luster, but they've been out of stock. Like I said, it's really hard to get these in the US, but it isn't impossible. There are a few people that are like middlemen for the company, and one of them being Artists Till Death, and there's another lady, she's like out of Illinois or something like that. Does the resin need to harden to go off, or does it naturally harden in the air? No, it needs a hardener. So epoxy resin is 2 parts. You got part A and part B. If you don't mix them, then you're just going to have part A and part B, and they're going to always stay liquid. They'll get tacky, but they will not harden. So once you mix the hardener and the epoxy resin, then there will be a chemical reaction, like an exothermic reaction, and then they will harden. So, and depending on the product that you use, they will, oh crap, I almost forgot to mix my white. I'm glad I did keep clear. I always keep clear, but you don't need a lot of white. Like that amount is maybe a little bit more. Depends on how many waves I'm going to put in here. So what I'm going to use for my first set of waves is going to be Cast and Craft. And the reason that I'm going to use this as my first set of waves is because it's foamy. Like when I work with it, it looks foamy, if that makes sense. It just looks like the way waves look when they crash up on the land. So that's what I like. I'm going to change my gloves because I have these colors on there and I don't want to. Thank you. Yes, I like that dark. I love that dark. I have got the worst headache in the world. I woke up with it. I slept with the wrong pillow last night. Okay. So, I'm going to be working with a torch and a heat gun. And let me move all of this stuff. And my coffee. Okay. Coffee does the body good. So there's my white. Oh, that's what mine is too. Between my sinuses and my neck being cramped up from my baby's been not feeling good the last few days. So, I've just been kind of having to coddle her. And I fell asleep with the wrong pillow holding her last night, and she's not a baby by any means. She's 2, but she's my baby. So that's my baby. All right, hold on one sec. Okay. So I'm going to talk to the camera instead of you guys because Tiffany, wait a minute. Cast and Craft white. Hold on. I'm trying to, Tiffany. My resin is still flexible after it sets for 2 hours. What am I doing wrong? 2 hours or 24 hours? What kind of resin are you using? What kind of resin are you using, babe? Okay, so to do my oceans, what I'm going to do... Tell me I'm sorry, I'm waiting to see what kind of resin this girl's using. If you're using a deep pour resin or a slow curing resin, sometimes it can take 72 hours, especially if you went on Google and searched what is the best epoxy resin, you're going to find, what is that, aquamarine or whatever the heck that stuff is called. That takes 72 hours to cure. Did you know that? Okay, so I'm going to put my dark. And then I'm going to put my deep blue. And then I'm going to put my turquoise Lasta. That I got to mix up a little bit more. Pro-Marine, that's what it's called. It was a kit I got from Amazon. That doesn't... Oh, all right. Well, just tell me, message me and tell me what it is. There's hundreds of thousands of different epoxies on Amazon. So, but, yeah, I buy my epoxy off of Amazon. It just depends what the working time of your resin is, babe. That's all that is. So when you're doing this, what I like to do, and I usually use my hand to mix these, but I'm going to have to move the cameras around. And I do drag some of the other colors into these colors. And I'm going to push it over the edge just a tad. All of my edges are round over. Oops, it looks like I'm going up there. There we go. And I don't care about mixing my colors. I like to mix my colors. And to me, that just shows, like, I know you've seen like sandbars and stuff like that. Like, I love that look. Like, I absolutely love that look. All right, so this is... What I like to do is ride my white on top of clear. So with that being said, I like to put clear down wherever I'm going to put down white. And then I'll add my white. So the e-course of this one isn't so much of how to make oceans. It's more of not having woodworking tools and taking $100 and turning it into $1,000. So that is the purpose of this e-course. What's up? What's up, boo? Do I put anything on the book? No, I use an ankle grinder with a flap disc. I have a 2-year-old, so me coming out here in time to pick some tape off is not going to happen. And I've had that stuff stick on there. And it's just it's quicker to me to just take an ankle grinder and slap the freaking strips off the back with the rest of the tables that I'm doing. And I don't like the ones that the one wave goes all the way to the back of the damn board. I don't like that look. That's just not my look. I don't like it. So you won't see any of my boards like that. I like the layered look. That's my thing. So a lot of people ask me, how can I get it to look like 3 layers with 1 layer? So I don't know. Like, I don't know what I'm doing differently that you guys aren't doing, or that they're not doing. So basically this right here, what I'm doing is I'm just adding that foamy look. And this, I'm barely gonna hit with heat. I'm going to use a torch instead of a heat gun for this. And also, the torch is going to pull cells out of this white. So, I watched the video about waves and I'm feeling confident. Yo, do it. I'm sorry. I didn't know you guys couldn't see this. There we go. Sorry about that. So I wish that you could see the actual... So me hitting this with that torch is going to make this cell up. So it's going to create cells, and it's also going to let this move around a little bit. Okay, so I am going to hit this with a heat gun, but not on high and very, very lightly. I just want it to be a little bit foamy. That's it, that's all. And like blend in a little bit more. So, that's it. Back to level. And then I'm going to move on to my next ones. And I'm going to do another layer after this. That's just my foamy upward layer. The next layer is going to be a second, the next layer is going to be a second foamy layer like this that pushes back. Thanks, Brandy. Thank you, Brandy. Okay, so we'll do this one next. And I think I'm going to do this one fuchsia. How about that? You do fuchsia? Let's do a pink ocean. Silver, lilac, and fuchsia. So I think I want this to go this way. And I like the figure on this side of the board. And there's like a bird's eye burl in there. So I'm just going to use this side. And I'm going to mix this fuchsia and this silver lilac to give me a sort of pinkish ocean vibe. This one's gonna be sexy. Hey, I should use gold on that, yo. What? That would be nice. Putting gold waves on this one. Woo. Can you see what I'm doing? Can you see what I'm doing? Let's push these up there. Oh my goodness, that is gorgeous. And I am going to pull it over the sides to cover my sides. I don't like naked spots. Sorry if I'm missing questions, but I'm trying to pour. Oh, and since I got clean plastic down here, I can totally scrape what falls and put it back up there. You can do that with your art pours as well. If you know your plastic is clean underneath, don't be scared. For real, don't be scared. That would be tight if I did gold on here. I'm not going to do it though. And I'm not going to write it on clear. I'm going to do this one different. Because I like different. And I'm going to grab another cup. Where's my cups? There we go. Another thing I'm going to do for this one is I'm going to put Resi Blast because I want this one to be crazy and just kind of chic. Is that the right word? Just Resin is the product name. She's using Just Resin. Yes. So I'm going to put 1 drop of Resi Blast, and this will give you cells. I'm not using this in all of my stuff. I'm just going to use this here in this one. I might use it in some other ones, but for the most part, I just use, and I'll show you why I don't use this in all of it, because I like the frothy look up there, but I am going to, hold on, let me zoom my camera in over here. There we go. So this one creates like crazy cells. And I am going to put this in that Lazy Susan that I just did. Because I like crazy. But these, what is it called? Resi Blast? Oh my goodness. So that just creates cells all in its own. Lord, my heat gun's tangled up in all my cameras. Hold on. There we go. There. Oop. Tangled up. Sorry, y'all. There we go. A little bit of heat. A purple or a silver lilac ocean. I still think I should have used gold for my waves. And I'm putting more fuchsia in there in a minute. I just went back to this one for a second because I just added some of that white. Okay. So, next. Let's see. I think I'm going to go around to the other side. Change my glove out. Alright, y'all. I'm going to move these over here. Then, I'm going to put these ones down. And I always like to see what side of the wood I want to keep the way it is, if that makes sense. So let me back up with this one. Alright. So what I'm going to do, go dark and dark. What's up?
Nothing. Just saying what you're doing.
Add a touch of gold mica and a small amount to go over your white, then you'll have both. I think I'll do that for the next layer. I still got all these I gotta finish. All right. Sorry if I'm being too quiet. I'm concentrating. My bad. I should get a little... If I wasn't scared of Alexa or Siri, I would grab one of them for my shop. Well, I'm scared of their asses. I swear to God. I'm a conspiracy theorist. I use all different kinds of epoxy. This epoxy right here is Stone Coat Countertops, though, because I'm doing like 9 boards and I just want some extra working time. So that's why I'm using this one. Stone Cold Countertop. Yep, thank you. So for these ones, I'm going to ride the white on my clear. Stone Cold Countertops gives me a very, very open window, like a long window to work. And I just really like their epoxy. But I don't use it for everything, so that's not the only kind of epoxy that I use, but I really like it for my oceans. I do. Make sure I'm still recording over here. Thank you. See them pretty eyes. So there's a lot of people that say that they're scared to try to do this. The only thing that I can say is resin is very, very, very forgiving. Very, very forgiving. And there's nothing to be scared of. Seriously, man, this is so therapeutic and just so freaking relaxing. I swear to God, like, had I not ever gotten into resin, Lord, I don't even want to know what. Like, seriously, it's so just therapeutic. And it gives you a way to express yourself and get away from the daily grind of BS. I don't know. My happy place is resin. So you don't need an expensive heat gun when you're doing this. So the front layer, the front wave, I like to be frothy because, like I said before, that's what an ocean looks like. Frothy. When it comes up, it looks frothy. And this is the best way that I can get that look. And then I like the rest of it to just kind of be chaotic. So I kind of do layers in one pour. Like, I can make it look like layers just in one pour by manipulating the colors and just kind of working it with the heat gun. And the layer of the colors will help you get more done in a little bit of time, basically. Okay, so that one selled up a lot, but I don't want it to be like a lot of cells. I want it really frothy, so that is why I'm going to go over it. Like, seriously, if you mess something up, like if you're doing something like this and you mess it up, you can just pour over it. Like, you don't gotta, it's okay. I promise it's okay. The worst thing that I see people do is just choose the wrong epoxy. Like, not mixing it the right way. So, you see how that one selled up a lot and this one's not selling up at all? So this torch is going to bring those cells out. You're an artist. How do you keep it from leveling out when doing it? It's leveling out. You mean going where I didn't put it? Like going over here? It just doesn't. Epoxy doesn't like to go places that you don't put it. Wait, shit, I'm lying. Because that stuff will go everywhere. But basically it just doesn't. Like, as long as whatever you're pouring is level, like, you're good. Okay, so I'm gonna move you guys over here. And I'm gonna move this one over here. So you guys are facing each other. Alright, Lazy Susan time. Who's texting me? Oh, my battery's dying again. Lord. Alright, so let's do a couple bigger Lazy Susans. How about that? Yep, level surface. Alright. Bye, Peter. Peter, Funky Needle. Ain't there a song about that? I don't know. I'm talking shit. But yeah, make sure your stuff is level. If the whatever you're pouring is level, you're good. If it's like going one way, then yeah, for sure. Like it's gonna go off and do its own thing and go where you didn't put it 100%. But if it's level, then it should basically just stay where you keep it. And if you put like way too much resin on there, I use about 2 ounces per square foot for these. Oh, you're welcome, babe. So, and let's see. I'm trying to get both of these cameras, you guys and this one. All right, let's do this. I'm gonna pour back here because I don't want it going off this way. So I'll come back here. This one I want a little bit darker. Like I just want more turquoise than anything. Like I just want it darker. So I'm gonna do this one a little bit different. And that's just how you get different looks for the oceans. Like for the ocean themes. You don't all gotta be the same. What I am gonna do though, need to prep the wood. Needed to prep the wood. Hold up. Needed to prep the wood. Did you just sand it? Yeah, babe. That's all I did. So this is actually part of an e-course that I'm making. I'm just letting y'all watch the pouring part. So basically what I did is I am taking about $90 and I'm going to turn it into $1,000. And I'm going to teach y'all how to do it. On the e-course. You thought, no, it's like, but seriously, for real. I was with no wood. The only woodworking tool that you're gonna need is a freaking sander. I promise you. Yup. Okay, so I'm gonna do an ocean on this side, and I'm gonna do an ocean on this side. Then I'm gonna do this one. And I don't care about making no doggone mess. I've heard a lot of people say that they use shower curtains under their pores. Why did I never think of that? Well, probably because I do some big old pores. I don't know. Because I was talking about getting like supplies and stuff from the dollar store. Which I've been kind of ticked off that they haven't had black sand lately. Because I have memorial piece that I want to do with black sand, and I just cannot find black sand anywhere. I use trash bags. Can you reuse them? Because I just use 3 mil plastic, and I like it because I can just keep on reusing it. Like, I've been using the same roll of 3 mil plastic for like, probably about, oh Lord, I don't even know. A long time. A long, long time. 10 months, maybe. Like, honestly, I don't even know. I've been using it a long time. So if you're not scared to get your hands dirty, as long as you got gloves on, please don't think you can do resin and not use gloves. And if you can, and you think you can't, this is a chemical, first of all. Okay? And even if you didn't have an allergic reaction or nothing bad happened or you saw somebody do something, I don't give a damn. This stuff is a chemical and it is not safe to be just rubbing all over your body. Seriously though, you can't be doing that. Like, I saw somebody actually teaching beginner resiners or whatever. They were actually teaching beginners about resin and not using freaking gloves. I was like, what is y'all doing? What are you doing? They had all their hands all up in the stuff and stuff. Oh my goodness. I never reuse garbage bags. It gets pricey. Yeah, I get a whole roll of the 3 mil, and mil is millimeter of the thickness. I think it's millimeter. I don't know what the hell it is. It's 3 mil. 3 mil plastic. I don't know what it is. I ain't even gonna try to lie. But anywho, so yeah, that 3 mil plastic, I get it for like $10. I think it's probably about $10 for a roll of it, and it lasts me 10 months. So I'm cheap. For real, I'm cheap. And I don't even care. I'm sorry if you can't see everything I'm doing, but I'm off on this other lazy Susan right now. And I got epoxy all over me, so I can't touch nothing. I'll try to though. Okay, so let's do this one, and then I'm gonna just put my white on all these. And then I gotta go grab my heat gun from the other side. And like, seriously, when I say that like epoxy is very, very forgiving, it is very, very forgiving. Like, say if you mess up and like drop it on a part of something that you wasn't supposed to drop it on a part of something, just sand it off. Sand it off. Plastic that you use to cover windows is cheap. Yeah, that's kind of like the stuff that I use. It's I think that's the same stuff. Like, it's just a roll of 3 mil plastic. And I actually just bought another roll of it. And this one ended up being like super, super, like, kind of skinny. So I had to tape them together to go under this dining room table that I just finished. But yeah. So let me go grab the heat gun real quick. You guys, I am addicted to freaking TikTok's damn conspiracy. I'm on conspiracy talk right now. Like, I swear to God. Every time I get on TikTok, I go to conspiracy talk. I promise you. It's horrible. It's funny though. And I am going to do another layer of like waves and color over this. So all these dark, like how dark that white, or how bright that white looks, it's not going to be like that with the second layer at all. And one more. And then I'm done. Hey, gotta set up my YouTube camera. Hey. What time is it? Gotta go get my child. I gotta go flatten stuff out. I got so much work to do today. Ain't even funny. Does anybody know another place to buy black sand? Like, seriously? Julia, I've seen it applied to a guitar and it was awesome. I'm going to do a guitar. You can even use a hairdryer. I do resin that does some really cool stuff. The better the plastic, you can peel off the... Yes. So, honestly, as far as plastic goes, got my sanding thing on my head. As far as... Oh, God. Hold on. As far as plastic goes, 3 mil. As long as it's 3 mil plastic, you can just peel it right off. I don't know about shower curtains. I don't know about garbage bags. I don't know about any of that. I use 3 mil plastic. One decent size roll, I think it's like 150 feet. It cost me $11.70 something cents, and it lasts me almost a year. And I pour daily. So, what does that tell you? It's worth it to me. So let's see what I got going on here. Got a couple oceans. First layer of oceans. Aquarium shops. That's a good idea. And I live in the country, so I don't even know if we got that around here, dude. Seriously. But this is what we got going here. So these are first layers. Second layers will add depth and dimensions and details and all kinds of... Screaming Eagle. What, Screaming Eagle? I'm in Michigan and I'm in the country. Alright guys, so I'm gonna go and see you later. Peace.